Tech Man coming back at you with another video. Since so many of my friends have asked me to create a video talking about Zoom, that's what we're going to do today. So let's check it out.
Get strong.
Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you want to go and download the Zoom client for meetings if you're on Windows, and this video will be done on Windows. Now, the same methods that I use here can also be used for Windows, for iOS, Apple as well. So the techniques are very similar. So you go and you'll download Zoom client for meetings, and I've already downloaded it and I've already installed it on my system. So after you download it and you install it, the next thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to open up or start a Zoom meeting. So this is the screen that you'll start with. Now on this screen you have several things that you could do. For example, you could start a new meeting, you could schedule a meeting, you could join a meeting, or you could share your screen. So what we're going to do is we're going to start a new meeting. So you go here and you click on Start New Meeting, and a meeting is going to connect. Now, the meeting is connected. You can mute or unmute yourself with the microphone, and simply to do that you would push this you will push this icon here where it says to unmute, and that will give you the ability to talk. You push this one and that will of course show your picture on the screen. So let's push this. So there I am, there's my handsome face. Alright, don't laugh. Okay, so what we want here is we want to go through and we want to look at some of the features of Zoom. Alright, starting with the lower left hand corner, you'll notice, as mentioned, you have your mute and unmute. And what that does is that gives you the ability to speak, to talk. If you see that red line through the microphone, then that means you're not talking. You don't have that ability. Some features of the microphone. If you notice, you have that up arrow there. Now when you click on that up arrow, you'll see where you have several features that you can use. And basically what this deals with is it deals with your microphone and your speaker. Now you can go through here and you can select the various devices that you have hooked up to your system. For example, I have a Rode NT USB mini microphone hooked up. I can use that as my primary source for speaking. You can go down and select whichever one that you want. Now on this particular one I have same as system, which means that it's going to speak, it's going to use the same one system wide. Now that's for the microphone. As far as your speakers are concerned, you can go again and you can choose whichever device that you want to use to be able to hear on. You can choose your headset or the monitor itself, headphones, or whatever. And also you have a section down here where if you want to test and make sure that your microphone, that your speaker are working properly, you can go and you can test it. It asks you if you hear sound. Yes, I did. All right, so that means good. So now that means good. So now if you want to test your microphone. So now if you want to test your microphone, you see how I recorded it? Yes. So now I'm finished. I know that my microphone and my speakers are working fine or perfectly. The next thing we want to look at is your video. Now again, you have an up arrow for the video. If you click on it, you'll notice that again you can select whatever camera you have connected to it. You can connect a webcam if you wanted to via your cell phone, and I have a video coming up that will show you how to do that. You could use the HD wide vision camera. Basically, it means that you have a wider picture that's being used. You can use EOS web utility if you have that on your system, and I have that hooked up here. That's basically deals with my Canon camera. Now let's look at something that most people really want to know about, and that's to choose a virtual background. Now, to choose a virtual background, what you do is you go and you click on choose virtual background, and it's going to open up all of the backgrounds that you have already selected on your system. So say for example, I have the background here where you can do either video or you can do a static or a picture. The background that you see that I'm using here is my a background about my brand. Now I could change that if I wanted to. Any background or picture that you use here, you'll notice it shows up in that background. Now you could add more backgrounds to this if you wanted to. And the way that you add backgrounds to it is a very simple process. You click on the plus symbol and you click add image. And what it's going to do is it's going to go to a file or a folder that you have images in. So I'll use this particular image. So I click on it and I hit open, and now that image is there. Now I can use this image as my background. To show you, I click on the image. So now that's how you add an image. If you wanted to add a video, then you could basically do the same thing. If you had a video in here, and I don't have one in here, but if you had a video in here, you could select the video and then click open, and again it would save that video in here. For example, this is a picture, this is a video here. So I click on that and you'll notice how I use the video as the background. Now, look at around my ears. You'll notice you see some degradation there. And what that is basically, if I had a green screen, let's go back to the video settings again, choose virtual background. You see down here it says I have a green screen. Now if I had a green screen, I could select that, and that would get rid of all of that degradation around my ears. It would make it a much cleaner picture. And I have a video that talks about the virtual background too, and you can go through my site and you can find that video if you want more information on that. But that's how you deal with loading the backgrounds, the virtual backgrounds. Now, another thing on here that you can use is you can use video filters. And basically what the video filters are, they're just simple things that you can add to change the way that you look on the screen. You know, you got change to different colors. Or you can add something to it to make it, you know, a little bit more fancy. All different types of colors and things that you can go through. And it's a nice little addition that you could have. You could play. You could have some fun with it. You know, make yourself number one. You can add some pictures to yourself, or give yourself some sunglasses. All that type stuff. So that's just some fun stuff that you can use with this. Okay, so we're going to move over to the security. Now in the security, what this does is here you have the ability to lock the meeting, which means that once you have this on, no one else will be able to get into the meeting unless you allow them to come in. You can enable a waiting room. And what this does is this put the individuals in a waiting room awaiting for you to allow them to come into your meeting or your class or whatever you're having. You also have hide profile picture, where it would hide your profile picture. And then let's go down to the participant, things that you can allow the participants to do. You can allow the participants to share screen if you want to. Now that's dangerous because you don't control that. So they might share something that you don't want shared. You can allow them to chat. You can allow them to rename themselves. You can allow them to unmute themselves, or you can allow them to start videos. And you can suspend the participants' participation if you want to. So next we want to look at the participant screen. Now you notice when I hit the participant screen, you have this sidebar on the side. And if I had other individuals in here, then I would be able to tell whether or not their microphone is on or their camera is on, and I can control that. You can also mute all if you wanted to. You click on this and it will mute all the individuals in this setting. And then you have more settings as well. These are basically the same features that we saw, some of the same features that we saw in the security. So you can ask all to unmute themselves. You can mute participants upon entry, which is always, I think is always good, because that allows you to take down a lot of the distractions. You can allow participants to unmute themselves. You can allow participants to rename themselves. You can either give that privilege or take it away. And you can click play sound when someone joins or leave the meeting. And what this does is this will give you an alert as to who's there, who's joining, or if they're leaving the meeting. And you can enable the waiting room, which we talked about earlier, or lock the meeting. So those are some features and things that you can do with the participants. Next, we're going to look at the chat. Now in the chat, and what you can do with this is it allows you to be able to chat to different individuals, or you can give individuals the ability to chat if they wanted to. For example, you could send, you can have it, the message where it goes to everyone, or you could have it where it goes to different individuals. And again, if I had others in here, then you would be able to see the various things that you can do. For example, you can have the participants to chat with no one, the host only, everyone publicly, or everyone publicly and directly. In other words, they can chat to different individuals directly if you want to. So those are some nice features, and that's generally, that works well when you have several people that are working as administrators or hosting, co-hosting. You can keep constant communication with each other. Next, we're going to look at the share screen. Now in the share screen, what this does is this gives you the ability to share your screen with individuals within your meeting. Now you can have it set up where one participant can share at a time, or multiple participants can share simultaneously, which can be confusing. And then you have some advanced sharing options as well. Under the advanced sharing options, you can set it up as how many participants can share at the same time, or who can share, only the host or all participants. And you can also set it up where who can start sharing when someone else is sharing. So those are just some features that you can use. You have a record button, and what this does is if you have it set up, you can record the session or the meeting if you want it to. Let's go back to the share screen, and just to give you an idea how that works. So you click on share screen and you notice what comes up. All of the different folders or files or programs that you have open. And you can share whatever screen you want to by simply clicking the screen. You click share, select the screen, and then you hit share. But you always want to remember here, share sound, that's it in case you have a video, and optimize the video clip. So you want to make sure that this is selected. So after you have selected that, you hit share screen, and then it's going to share the screen. Now, to stop sharing or to pause the share, you can hit pause and it'll pause it. Now, you hit play again and it starts back. You hit stop share if you wanted to stop it, or if you wanted to annotate or write something on the screen, you can click that, and then you have various tools that you can use. You can do text, you can draw, stamp, spotlight, erase, format, all of the things that you would normally do with annotations. All of those tools are here, and you can easily use them if you want to. So we're going to stop sharing. So we hit stop share. So that brings me back. Now the next thing we want to look at, some reactions. Now in the reactions, here you have the ability to participate by clap, thumbs up, an emoji of joy, or open mouth, surprise heart, party, or whatever. And you also have the ability to raise your hand, and you would just simply click on these, and then you notice how it's there. Now to lower hand, you just simply click on the reaction again and hit lower hand, and that's going to lower your hand. So this has been a quick overview of how we can use Zoom for meetings. So if you have any other questions, please leave a comment in the comment section below. I'm Bertrand the Tech Man. Thank you for watching this quick tutorial on how to use Zoom on Windows. If you found value in this video, please hit the like button, subscribe, share, comment, and come back and check out my next video. Remember, before you do anything, always first check it out.
Be strong.